Hello again. Welcome to Simply Daoism. Today, I want to tell you about something that's exciting, and that is this my book, where I've imparted all of my knowledge. Taoist Poetry, The Path That Weaves Through Clouds, and the artwork that you got inside and the cover is done by my partner Laura. I'll show you some of this. Beautiful, huh? There's over 200 poems. I've written in the last 4 years about 2,000 poems. So these are the ones that have been cherry-picked. I'll read you some, see what you think. Observing the Tao. A tree is the Tao expressed as a tree. A cloud is the Tao manifest as a cloud. When one observes the Tao and not its expressions, this and that appears as one. Stillness and movement are seen as a single action. Sound and quietude known to be the same silence. You and not you have no distinction. When all appearances lose their form and every outcome has no result, a gentle peace settles within. Cloud temple. I made my temple from clouds and mountains. Where the altar lies, a river might flow. As the ancient pine grows still, the Tao is seen. What use is there of scripture when the light of what cannot be explained settles all around? See if I can find something that's... this poem is about an alchemical process that happens, if you're lucky, in Daoism, which is to do with a settled feeling that you get in your belly, stomach area, heart area. This is called as what is hidden in clouds. As what is hidden in clouds becomes plain to see, sparrows form in your stomach, and you will come to know the way of birds, the way of all things. So in this book, I've got sort of modern poetry, traditional poetry, poetry about family, poetry about work, bringing the Tao into all these elements. Here's another nice picture. I kind of like this one. I wrote this one whilst walking in Warwickshire alongside the river Arrow, called From Out of the Mists. From out of the mists, a grey heron takes flight. Rain gathers over distant woodland. Through a faint haze, the glittering river Arrow twists and turns, its sleek, full waters swelling red clay banks. Quietly and gently it meanders. Quietly and gently I stroll. This one's delivering a message. This was something where I was walking through a wood and I had to give some bad news to somebody. Delivering a message. In the still forest, branches lean more and more into darkness. Silence drifts under leaves as I roam like a brief autumn wind. Today, troubled by the hurt I bring, sorrow breaks open the narrow coldness of my chest. I am sad for you, me, everything. As I near, the waning moon fades from the lining of my skin. Something present. When we are very young, we look at a tree and see something. We glance at a bird and watch something, and then we are taught this is a bird and that is a tree. And the something becomes some things, and then we forget. And we forget that we have forgotten, until one day we go looking for something that never went away. River of life. Carried along by the river of life, what does it all mean? Something? Nothing. I don't know. Might as well lie back. Take it easy. Rigid. People fight to defend their religions, arguing this and that over God. If you are too rigid, how can you be like a gentle spring breeze that warms and softens everything it touches? Cave hermit. So many people working out the Tao. A cave hermit doesn't know, cannot be bothered with such effort. Mountains are misty. Mountains are clear. His simple smile isn't troubled one way or the other. Simple living. Wake, eat a little, don't bother thinking, take some light naps, enjoy rain, sun, flowers. Don't think about bothering. Eat a little, sleep. So you practice. So you practice Daoism. No, not really. Oh, what is your religion then? Wild garlic, nettles, bluebells. Forest man. There is within me a forest man who longs for the fragrance of mountain pine, whose wild eyes find home in darkening branches. Alone, alone, alone he is, happily singing to himself. Okay, I'll try and find a natural one. Oh, these are 5 short poems. How do I cultivate awareness? How does a bird cultivate birdness? All that happens around you is you. If you were cut in two, you would still remain one. I cannot take away your suffering, only that which suffers. There is a hidden valley within that echoes silence. This is quite a nice picture. Goes with this poem. A passing storm. Sat in candlelight, quietly listening to rain against the window. The passing storm fills the air with silence. I breathe its stillness into me, so my body remembers. Let's see. So I'm currently in Ross-on-Wye in England, sleeping in my car. I've got my hat on because it's bloody cold, even though it's August. In Austria at the moment it's about 36 degrees. I came here a couple of days ago and it's about 16. Oh, this was one I wrote. I was in Sussex. I'd actually gone to the British Taoist Association to one of their meditation retreat things, but I'd gone for a walk. A place to take shelter. I take shelter from a steady drizzle beneath the forest canopy. Even wearing 7 layers does not stop this bitter cold from getting through. Early bluebells brighten things a little, while high above a thrush sings. Few realize the peace of a silent mind. In this place 1,000 thoughts dissolve without effort, though no one comes. At a secluded spot. This I wrote, I think in around 2011, at Betws y Coed in North Wales, by the River Conwy. At a secluded spot, by the banks of the River Conwy, the distant buzz of humanity fades against the sounds of driving water. Through all that energy, insects bask lazily on sunlit stones. Blue trout drift sleepily in deep amber pools, and a grey heron stands motionless against the glistening trees. In the heart of nature lies a great stillness. She who notices realizes the constant. This is also a reflection of something that's written in verse 16 of the Tao Te Ching, which I think is my favorite verse, which talks about this same stillness in nature and the stillness that's inside you. And it also refers to an alchemical process of that is a part of Taoist cultivation called cycling of the water wheel. It's got other names. So yeah, it's got a few meanings, very clever. If you like alchemical things, I will read you this one. It is called Illuminating the Crescent Moon Furnace. And there's a nice picture, which I hope you can see. Fire fills the bright hall, and the celestial eye flickers. As the mysterious pass opens, a fragrant breeze draws along the Magpie Bridge. Far below, a jade child stirs the dark waters of the unborn. Something of you never changed. Never leaving home. Searching for home I did not know I had left. Yet still the yearning cried its many voices. All this feeling of loss seemed real until the moment I suddenly realized. Then I saw how I had never left that place at all. Only my heart, my simple heart, did not know. Okay, one of the last ones, because this has gone on for a bit. What naturally arises? The natural farmer knows one should not plough land. Trees, insects, and worms help nutrients to find their own way into the earth. A person of the way realizes one should not stop thoughts from arising. The tranquility of silence makes its own way into the heart. Look closely at what naturally arises to notice what is achieved without effort. Stepping from water, I wrote this whilst swimming in a local lake very early in the morning in Goldwert in Upper Austria. With lake water dripping down my back, I watched the rising sun cast its amber light over fields of yellow sweet corn. everything empty of its own colour. This I also wrote from my house. Honeysuckle climbs to my window. Honeysuckle climbs to my window. Rain overflows the gutters. The whole world is filled to the brim. Whoever talks about emptiness is faced with the fullness of life. How can these be reconciled? Both are the same. See if I can find you one more. Endless blue sky. The last one. Not the last one of the book. To the wanderer, hazy mountains rise majestically into endless blue sky. Forest birdsong weaves its way sweetly through fragrant pine, and cliff-top waterfalls cascade through glittering folds of rainbow light. All came naturally into being, without concern of plan or plans of an outcome. You too are like this. So that's the book, Taoist Poetry, The Path That Weaves Through Clouds. There'll be links to it somewhere, and you can also get it on Kindle. And it's beautiful, I have to say myself. Thanks for listening.